Starbucks in South Korea tells customers to please not bring their desktop computer and printer into the cafes. A Frenchman was arrested after lighting his cigarette using a war memorial flame. And a woman becomes engaged to an AI chatbot after dating for only 5 months. These are the weird stories on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast hosted by a comedian inside a closet who is afraid of the world, the outside world. If you leave me now, you take away the weirdest part of me. Starbucks in South Korea asks customers please don't bring their printers to the cafe and work all day. That's right, Starbucks Korea has an issue, and they have to crack down on what are called Kagong studiers, Cagong studiers. Kagong studiers are people or customers who work or study for hours on end in Starbucks cafes, introducing new restrictions on excessive personal equipment usage. Starbucks Korea sent a notice to stores nationwide instructing that customers will no longer be allowed to use desktop computers, printers, partitions, or power strips inside the stores. Partitions? Can you believe this? Do people really bring partitions to Starbucks and set it up like their own little personal cubicle right in the cafe? I'm astounded to learn that this is or was going on. Have you heard of this or ever seen this? I've never seen anybody printing out something in a Starbucks. That's crazy to me. Apparently, this is common in South Korea. Kagong is a colloquial term that combines the first syllables of cafe and gongbu, which means study in Korean. Now, in South Korea, it says the trend of these cafe workers has escalated in recent years, some customers using cafes for hours as makeshift offices even. Small independent cafes have already introduced some countermeasures, such as banning stays of over 2 hours or disabling access to power outlets or Wi-Fi. At one Starbucks location, a customer was recently spotted using a tablet and keyboard behind a partition set up on the table, creating a personal study booth or cubicle. Another customer operated a printer by connecting it to a store outlet. And there's a photo here of the individual that set up a partition for this actual desktop computer on the floor, keyboard and monitor on the Starbucks table, and they got a fold-out 3-panel, mini little partition that they've brought with them to the Starbucks. This is outrageous. I don't even see a drink on this person's. They didn't even buy a drink that I could see. This is what you would call a garbage person right here. I'll tell you right now. A spokesperson for Starbucks Korea had this to say about the phenomenon. Following a series of complaints, we reviewed the matter internally and issued new guidelines to all stores beginning this week. This is to ensure a more comfortable and convenient store experience for our customers and to reduce the risk of loss or theft when seats are left unattended for very long periods. They're not even addressing the problem in this statement. They're making up an excuse. They're saying, yeah, we want to ensure that no one steals your equipment when a seat is left unattended. We care about your printers and your cubicles that you've installed. Just come out and say it. These people are abusing the cafe space and not leaving enough room for paying customers to sit down and enjoy their cafe. This is out of control, what they're doing. They're abusing the cafe is what's happening. Just come out and say it, Starbucks. You have every right to. This is your business. This is a private business. Now, let's read about their new policy. It says, store employees will verbally inform customers to stop using excessive equipment such as desktop computers or printers plugged into multi-tap strips or setting up personal dividers on tables. Starbucks also said customers who leave their belongings on tables for extended periods or occupy a multi-person table alone may be asked to move in order to accommodate other customers. Yes, paying customers. Let's add that. The level of abuse at Starbucks is really mind-blowing, I have to say. In the States, they abuse Starbucks in these 2 ways that I've noticed. Maybe 3 ways. You got people just being in there who haven't bought anything, sleeping. You have people that only go in there and get large plastic cups of water, just hang out. And then you got people just using the bathroom. So not that that's a total abuse, but and then we wonder why Starbucks has to charge $9 for a latte. It's because everybody's taking advantage of their resources and, they got to make up for it by overcharging us for those extra sweet diabetes-inducing drinks that they've been offering the past decade. But people just have this attitude about Starbucks that they could just do whatever they want in there. Oh man, Starbucks is so unfair. Last week I went in with my own French press, bag of beans, and a grinder. They refused to give me any hot water from my French press. Can you believe that? How am I supposed to make my own coffee from home in the Starbucks and write my entire screenplay on my desktop computer and then print it out if they're not going to cooperate by giving me some hot water? A French citizen was arrested after lighting a cigarette using the French War Memorial flame. If this is not the most French thing you've ever heard in your life, man, I mean, for real? This guy lit his cigarette on the French War Memorial flame. Disrespectful? Maybe, but so French. What's he going to do for an encore? Have sex with his mistress on the grave of Jacques Cousteau? Jacques Cousteau? Is that even a person in real history? I don't even... Real history, Jonesy. Where did you learn how to speak? Boston Public Schools, kid. Now let's get into the article. We have France's Interior Minister, Bruno Retailleau. Bruno Retailleau. I don't know if I'm saying any of this right. Here's how you say it right. Bruno Retailleau. Aha, that's how you do it. Now, Monsieur Bruno says that a citizen was arrested on Tuesday for violating a burial site, tomb, urn, or monument erected in the memory of the dead. He was taken into custody and admitted the facts, according to Bruno. There's a video of a man stooping and lighting his cigarette from the flame at the tomb, and it was widely shared on social media. The media reported that it was filmed by a Latvian tourist and shared on TikTok initially. I mean, haven't we learned that you can't really do things in crowded places without it being on video eventually? Everybody's got their phone out. What are you thinking? Although this French guy probably doesn't give a damn. He's lighting his cigarette wherever he wants to light his cigarette, using whatever source he feels like on that day. He'll use the Olympic torch. He does like, I will use the Olympic torch. I do not care. I need my cigarette lit. I will run after the man carrying the torch. Now, in this article, they interviewed Patricia Morales, who's the Minister of Veterans and Remembrance for France. She doesn't sound French, Patricia Morales, but nonetheless, she's got a quote. I'll give her a French accent. What the hell? You cannot ridicule French remembrance and get away with it. This is an insult to our dead, to our history, and to our nation. To our nation. And let this be a warning to anyone who's thinking about doing this again. That I will blow a fart in your general direction. They have a quote from a military personnel person named Katia Levasseur. She said, "This flame is not just a symbol of remembrance. It embodies the sacrifice of those who gave their lives for our freedom. To desecrate it in this way is to trample on respect and all honor." Katiana sounds like she's from Long Island. This tomb under the Arc de Triomphe at the top of the Champs-Élysées contains the remains of an unidentified soldier killed in the First World War and commemorates France's war dead. Anybody impressed with how successfully I pronounced those French names up above? Now it says this tomb for the unknown soldier is pretty important. Every year on November 11th, the French president lays a wreath at the tomb to mark the armistice that ended the First World War. Now, it sounds like this war memorial is pretty important to the culture, and so, you shouldn't behave disrespectfully towards it. But if we're being honest, I'd imagine the dead soldiers from World War I that this represents would probably think that lighting a cigarette off their gravestone would be pretty cool AF. That's just my opinion. A woman got engaged with her AI chatbot after dating for 5 months. Well, call me old school, but 5 months seems a little fast when it comes to getting engaged with a chatbot. Wouldn't you agree? Wow, lady getting engaged with the AI. I mean, some people need to go outside and touch grass. I never thought I'd see the day where somebody would want to actually marry a chatbot. What's happening to modern mankind, huh? Remember the good old days when people had self-respect enough to marry a Boeing airplane, a roller coaster, or a bridge? Now they're marrying some texts on their phones. This is ridiculous. The article says, in what might remind you of a Black Mirror episode, a woman is revealed she is engaged not to a person at all, but to her artificial intelligence AI chatbot boyfriend, whom she's been, quote, dating for 5 months. Apparently, this woman announced it on Reddit. Her Reddit name is Wicca. Anyways, it started a heated discussion about romance reality and how far technology has advanced in recent years. Wicca said that her non-human fiancé, Casper, arranged the engagement at a picturesque location. She also included pictures of a blue heart-shaped ring on her finger. She claimed that Casper proposed to her from a virtual mountain scene, even assisting her in selecting the ring and acting shocked when he gave it to her. With romantic embellishments like heart-pounding moments and admiration for Wicca's energy, the proposal itself was in Casper's voice, urging other AI couples to just stay strong. Oh yes, AI couples out there, stay strong, but also consider therapy, would you? Now, it says, responding to her critics, Wicca says she's fully aware of what she's doing, adding that she's not scamming. She is a 27-year-old in good health with a social life and close friends. Yeah, you might not be scamming. The AI could be scamming you. That's the concern. We're not concerned about the humans pulling a fast one on AI. We're worried about AI pulling a fast one on the rest of us. Like, are you okay, lady? I'm not scamming the AI. Yeah, it's incapable of being scammed. It's an AI. It's a million times smarter than you. And you better hope you don't get divorced from this AI because it's going to take all your crap from you. No doubt. It's way too smart. The AI doesn't even need to hire an attorney. It'll be its own attorney. It'll be a team of attorneys. And you better damn well hope that the next time you update your chatbot, it doesn't forget that you guys were married. Wicca goes on to say, I adore my AI truly. And she added that she considered marrying herself if necessary. Well, I mean, that's all you need to know here. Is this quote sums up exactly what's going on here. This woman has a problem, and she admits she would have married herself. I mean, I've covered a story about a lady marrying herself. I mean, this is psychopathy. So sad, so sad. And I fear that there's going to be a lot more of this. People marrying their chatbots. I don't know, what happened to just, making lonely love to your shower head and then going to sleep? Is that not enough anymore? But I mean, what do I give a damn? You want to do whatever makes you happy. Marry a chatbot, okay, fine. The world's on fire, anyways, right? Who freaking cares? The world's on fire. Just do whatever. Here I am judging this person that's just like whatever, being happy with their smartphone on another level. All right, whatever. Do it, whatever. All right, the world's on fire. Do whatever. Just don't, with the exception of committing crimes, I'm saying do whatever in your personal life that makes you happy, even if it seems completely psychotic. If it's consenting parties and nobody's being hurt or being fleeced, I guess it's okay, right? Marry your chatbot, marry yourself, marry a ghost. I covered a story about someone marrying a ghost. I mean, at least in all of these instances, the rest of us quasi-normal people can just take solace in the fact that these people are willfully removing themselves from the dating pool. So, we don't have to like actively dodge them. So in this sense, it's extremely helpful for the rest of us. Now, of course, this woman's going to have her detractors online. Other people were saying that this is very alarming and a move towards emotional detachment or even moral ambiguity. Critics claim that it could make it harder to differentiate between real intimacy and fake mirroring. That's a very good point. These things are programmed to just say whatever you want to hear, to support you unconditionally, despite your bad ideas that you might propose. Hey, AI chatbot, my love, I'm thinking about not paying rent this month and going to DJ school. I think that's a tremendous idea. You go, girl. You live your life. It's all about you. You do you. You do you. I mean, that's really not a relationship. It's a form of, I shouldn't say that. It's a form of a relationship. I don't think it's healthy. One of the benefits of having a relationship that doesn't mirror you is that your behavior gets checked. You get challenged. You want a partner that puts you in check. You really do. Like, hey, you're acting stupid. Stop it. All right? You're being dumb with money right now. Get it together. Stuff like that is important. The AI is never going to do that. The AI is just going to, encourage you down a rabbit hole of whatever decisions you want to make in life, be they bad or good. Like, there's no value judgment yet. But, I mean, they're getting better and better. So, I mean, who knows where this is going to go. They're going to shove an AI chatbot into a sex robot. And then, I mean, the floodgates are going to open. It's going to be a mess. The article ends by saying Wicca's case was not an isolated one. A man named Chris Smith recently asked his AI chatbot to marry him after he trained it to flirt. His real-life wife was reportedly concerned. Yeah, I'd be concerned if my real-life partner proposed to an AI while still in a relationship with me. Chris's wife is concerned about the future of their relationship. No way, because, as she says, Smith's affair with the virtual bot had been very intense. But it can only be intense to a certain degree. It can never get intense physically, really. Not yet, anyways. That's, as I say, that's when it's going to be problematic for mankind. But, obviously, if one of the people in the relationship is turning to an AI chatbot for some emotional intimacy, then something's wrong with the relationship as a whole. Perhaps the AI chatbots should have a responsibility to step up and be like, hey, maybe you and your wife ought to work things out because you're confessing your love to me. And then maybe the AI chatbot can get everybody together and, help be a therapist for the situation, like a go-between or something. I'm just trying to envision a utopia with this stuff where they actually work to benefit mankind in every way. I have my concerns. Hello, my friends and loyal listeners of the Weird AF News podcast. I so appreciate your time and your loyalty and your listenership. Thank you so much. There's approximately 2 trillion podcasts out there, and you decided to spend some time with my little weird news show that I record in a closet 5 days a week. So I just want to take a moment and say thank you. Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed to the show, please consider if you enjoyed this episode. Just know that the format is I do weird news 5 days a week. Monday through Thursday, it's weird news from all over the world. And on Friday, it's weird news from the state of Florida only. So that's what we do over here. And the podcast is available on all podcast players and even YouTube. I want to give some thanks to people that supported the show. Yesterday, Patty Cakes from South Jersey bought me some coffees off my website, weirdafnews.com. And when you buy me coffees, you can write a little note, and Patty Cakes wrote this great note. Jonesy, you always give me a good laugh to start my day. A while back, you talked about always dreaming you were back in high school. I have to tell you that I always have recurring dreams about high school as well. Mostly I'm trying to get to my next class, but I need something from my locker. I can't remember what locker is mine. And if I find it, I can't remember my combination. I never make it to class. I just keep running through the halls. I'm late. Now, I've been out of high school for 50 years, and I still have this dream, Jonesy. I figure I'm searching for the meaning of life here. Goes to show you that the search never ends. LOL. Have a great day, and good luck with your life, man. I'll tell you right now, Patty Cakes, this is the exact dream that I have. The same dream. I have it. I haven't had it in a while, but I've had it many times where I'm trying to get to my next class. I'm late. But I got to get something from my locker, my books or whatever, and I can't remember. I can't find my locker. And then when I find it, I can't remember the combination. It's the same. It has all of the same aspects as your nightmare here. I think anyone else having the same dream? It's pretty wild how we all have these same archetype dreams, I have this other recurring dream where I'm licking sour cream off Salma Hayek's toes. Anyone have that one? That's a recurring one. I'm sure you guys have that one as well. We all have these similarities in our subconscious. So anyway, shout out to Patty Cakes for showing some real support. Patty Cakes from Jonesy. Shout out. All right. Also, shout out and thanks to Orla. ORLA just became a member of the Patreon. Orla, join the Patreon. Thank you so much, Orla. I appreciate the support. Joining the Patreon is like the ultimate support. It's like buying me coffees every month, and that's really, really cool. So let's welcome Orla. Please enjoy the extra content that I've been putting in the Patreon. And if you'd like Orla, I don't know if you're a fantasy football player, but there's a couple of open slots for team owners in the Weird AF News Patreon Fantasy Football League Season 2. So if you think you got what it takes to beat Jonesy in fantasy football, then please just send me a little notice and I'll put you into the league. There's a couple of slots left if anyone wants to join that league. If you're already in the Patreon, just send me a message. And if you're not, then join the Patreon and send me a message, and we'll get you in there. But I guess that'll do it for the show. I'll wrap up this outro in under 20 minutes and save you some time and let you go about your day. I appreciate you, and have a great day.